Today we'll see how to compose a bass line using triads. We're gonna go from this to this. Triads are a very simple way to instantly spice up a plain root line. First of all, what's a triad? A triad is just a group of 3 notes, the root, the third, and the fifth. Every chord your guitar player or keyboard player plays can be broken down into 3 notes that you can use to build your bass line instead of playing just root. To know which notes you can play, you have to know what chords are being played. There are only 4 types of triads: major, minor, augmented, and diminished. That's it. Major for a major chord, minor for a minor chord, and so on. In rock music though, augmented and diminished chords are very rare, so today we're gonna only focus on major and minor triads. A major triad is composed of the root, major third, and fifth. So if the guitar plays a C major chord, you can play C, E, and G in any order and it will always work. A minor triad is composed of the root, minor third, and fifth. So if the guitar plays an E minor chord, you can play E, G, and B in any order and it will always work. Now let's apply this to the first part of our backing track. The chords are C major, A minor, and E minor played over 2 bars. That means we can play a C major triad, an A minor triad, and an E minor triad twice. Now let's put these triads to use and incorporate them in our 8th notes straight root line. Triads have a very distinct sound. They might look basic, but many famous bass lines are built entirely on triads like Obladi Oblada, Hound Dog, Guns of Brixton by The Clash, Zenyatta Mondata by The Police, and countless more. I've made a whole video about bass lines built on triads, link in description, check it out. Now back to our bass line. It's sounding better but still a little bland, so instead of just playing straight 8th notes, let's throw in some longer notes and a bit of syncopation. Now we want a little variation on the last 2 bars under the E minor chord, so our bass line doesn't feel too repetitive. This time we're gonna play the triad backwards. Instead of root, third, fifth, we're gonna start on the fifth, then play the minor third, and finally the root. We can add another twist by playing this inverted triad 1 octave lower on the very last bar. Now let's move on to the second part of the track. The chords are F major, C major, A minor, and G major. So that gives us 3 major triads and 1 minor triad. Instead of starting or ending on root this time, we're going to start on the 3rd and end on the 5th. That brings in a typical feeling of suspension that works really well with triads. Sounds interesting, but it's a bit too much. So let's keep this variation on the 1st and 3rd bars only. On the 2nd bar, we're going to play a regular triad starting on the root. And on the last bar, we're going to hold a plain root note to create some closure for the riff. Now let's put everything together, adding a few little variations here and there. Triads are a very simple concept that you can use even if you're a complete beginner. They're a great way to make your bass lines more interesting instantly. That's it for today. I hope the video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you soon.